folks, and welcome to Chrisreviews. So today I'm reviewing this Homage Field Watch from Tandorio. Now I will be looking at and showing you the good, the bad, and ultimately whether I think this Tandorio is worth spending your money on. So without any further ado, let's get into the review. So Tandorio then, never heard of them? Well, I wouldn't worry too much, I'm sure you're not alone there. They do seem to be a reasonably large producer of various homage models, including Captain Willard models, tuna models and various sub-models. They did have some considerable success during the course of last year with their pretty good, I believe, 62 mass homage. I have seen them scrolling through AliExpress, but this little field watch is my first experience with them. So a really nice set of compact dimensions on this one, 38mm case, 14.2mm thickness, that includes that domed sapphire, nice to see 20mm lugs, 47.8mm lug to lug, and on its supplied rubber strap, this one weighing in at 99 grams. Now price wise, two different movement options on the Tandorio. NH35 will set you back £72 or $97 US, and there's a PT5000 option costing just slightly more, £84.50 or $114 US. Pretty incredible value for money. Timekeeping, I went for the NH35 option, mine is keeping plus 4 seconds per day. Now I purchased this direct from the Tandorio official store on AliExpress. I had a very positive experience with them. I'll leave a link down below to the store if you want to go ahead and check them out. And as mentioned, this is available with both of those movements, together with a whole host of different dial and strap options and combinations as well. So what is the packaging like then? Well, in a word, basic. It is simply a box, Tandorio branding on the underside of the lid there, some foam lining, foam cushion, and that is your lot. But then again, do we really need anything more? So looking at the watch case itself, this is probably its most unique feature. As I mentioned, this is a homage, and it's a homage to an Italian micro brand called Unimatic, in particular their Unimatic U2. The Tandorio is, as you would expect, being a homage, very close in terms of sizes and appearance to the Unimatic. We've got a solid 316L stainless steel case, and the case is actually what prompted me to buy this watch in the first place. It is just so unique. It's fully brushed, nice level of brushing, nice level of finishing, but its uniqueness comes, most watches encase the wrist of the user. They curve downwards, they try and encapsulate the wrist to aid comfort, but the Tandorio breaks away from all of those conventions with its completely straight case and straight lugs. In actual fact, looking at the design itself, the lugs actually curve upwards and away from the wrist. So with these odd design cues, how does it actually wear? Well, as you can see on my 7.5 inch wrist for your reference, I think it wears very well indeed. Now don't get me wrong, I did have some reservations about this one. I wasn't too sure if it was going to be uncomfortable, if the actual design of the case itself would make it unwearable, but I have to say it wears fantastically well. It does take a little bit of getting used to because it does feel different from what us as watch lovers are all used to, but I have to say, after wearing this one all week, I think it wears brilliantly. Thanks to those straight lugs, only really the case back itself is sitting on your wrist, and as a result, I found it to be really quite comfy. It is for sure a different wear experience, but definitely one that I enjoyed. I think it feels solid and it feels well made. And likewise with the crown, again, very solid, very well machined. as you'll appreciate, when I'm making these videos, I'm always changing the time, I'm always having to move the hands, I'm always having to adjust things, and as a result I use the crown a lot more than perhaps you would in normal operation, and I have to say this one is particularly comfortable to use. It's got some excellent knurling, it really is the perfect size, and it screws down into the case very smoothly indeed. So covering the dial on this one, we have a piece of single domed sapphire crystal, and it's good, it's nicely integrated into that smooth bezel, and that single dome does offer some dial distortion when you view it at certain angles, which can be a really nice effect. Downside to the crystal, I have to say, is that there's not very much in the way of AR though. It could do with a bit more in my opinion. You can see some blue tint AR creeping through in some of the pictures there, but in reality I think it could have done with several more layers. And what about that dial? Well, as mentioned, there's several different dial options and colours available for this model. I went with this California dial, sort of patinaed colour option, and I think it looks very good. The Tandorio logo and the printing at 6 are good, and I think that patinaed sort of off-white creamy colour for those indices is just perfect. They've got the colour spot on with this one. I really like the choice of handset as well, and that red tipped seconds hand offering a nice splash of colour. So what about the Lume then? So undisclosed Lume type from Tandorio, not sure what kind of Lume it is, and while it's okay, I'm afraid that it's not great. Now as you can see, it glows very nicely after an initial charge, but then if we speed up the footage just slightly, after only a few minutes it does fade very quickly indeed. Those hands are the first things to suffer. It's a bit of a shame. It looks fantastic at first, but it definitely needs to be longer lasting. And the Caseback. So moving on to the Caseback again, the same sentiments are echoed for that. It's solid, it's well made, sentiments that are echoed throughout the watch, I have to say. And I would have no doubt that the Caseback, together with that crown, would have no problem reaching that 200 metre water resistance claim, and it feels very good. So as you would have noticed when we were looking at the case, it does have some drilled lugs, so as a result really easy to swap out some straps. Now the supplied rubber strap that you get it on is actually pretty decent. It's nice and soft and it is comfortable to wear, but it does attract some lint and some dust. Now as you can see, I've popped it on a leather strap for you to have a look at there, and I think it looks great. It does significantly change the look on this one, and it's the kind of watch, especially in this colourway, that would go with pretty much any colour of leather that you liked. Or alternatively, if you're feeling a bit braver, you can easily brighten up the look with a more summer look or a more extrovert look with this colourful strap choice. This is pictured on a nice orange rubber strap, and I think it equally looks great. I think the caveat here is that thanks to that dial colour and the design of the watch, it really does suit a lot of different strap options. So what is the verdict for the Tandorio then, Chris? Should you buy one? Well, first of all, I have to say that I've really enjoyed wearing this. I've enjoyed it a lot. In fact, I've enjoyed it much more than I was expecting to. I did have some reservations about that case shape. I really wasn't sure whether it would make the watch unwearable or uncomfortable, but I have to say it wears fantastically well. It really is a well-made watch, and it's well put together, and especially if you consider the price, £72 or $97 for the NH35, and just slightly more, which is pretty incredible, £84.50 or $114 for the PT5000. It really does offer some fantastic value for money. Now, yes, the Lume could be a lot better, and yes, there could be a bit more AR on that sapphire crystal, but I still think that this is most definitely a worthwhile purchase if you like the look of this one. It's got some excellent dimensions, it wears very well, it has some great build quality, it is well made, and it feels great on the wrist. I think this one feels like it could handle pretty much anything that you could throw at it. And I think this could and should well be another great success for Tandorio. Have a look on the AliExpress store, there is a plethora of different options for this one. If you like the look of the watch itself, I'm sure there is a dial and strap option out there for you. So as usual folks, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. If you haven't done so already, please do hit that subscribe button, it really does mean a lot. And thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next review.